Hello and welcome to Awakening Spiritual Gifts broadcast. And please forgive me. There were technology issues I've been working on. I was really close to just posting that it's not working today. So hello, I'm so happy it's working. I don't know if I got to call my internet provider or what's going on, but please let me know if you can hear me and if there's any lag in the stream, like if you see me freezing or turning into a robot or anything. Like, let me know on this because it's being really funky and I got to troubleshoot and see what's going on. So let me know, and thank you all for being here already. And of course, you can always just start adding in comments. Definitely, if anyone could, I would love to know that you can at least see me and hear me okay, since I was having the technology stuff. I'm good. Okay, thank goodness. That was frustrating. Since we're a little late today, I'm going to just go right into some of the questions. Actually, just kidding. I said that and it was like, nope, there's a little message for us today. So let me see if it's with the energy of the day or what's going on. So let's look at that. Yay, love it. Actually, okay, so I'm just going to not necessarily look in depth at the energy of what's going on, but just kind of like the patterns of the message. What is the message for us today? Okay, so what I'm seeing and kind of like feeling into right this is just kind of this message of you've got this. And then I'm seeing a lot of connection energy, like reach out and connect to people today. Or even like maybe this is just a time for connection, a time to maybe pull into your home, really do some grounding. What's that hair doing? But just like really being grounded in and connecting with others, feeling that love, feeling that support, letting you know that you are not alone and that you're loved and you're doing a great job. Like you got this. So it's like words of encouragement and connect to others and to feel that support and from your loved ones. So that's a great message. So, okay, thank you. That was fun. All right. Oh my gosh, this made me I'm so glad you guys can see me and hear me. And if you can hear, I had family come in for my birthday weekend. So they're all out there in the living room. And so if you hear voices, that's what it is. And it's okay. But Ed, this cracked me up, this comment right here. You are seen and heard. Like it's like this validation. You are seen, you are heard, you are loved, you are one. Love it. Okay, well, let's just jump right in and let's do some let's do some questions and see what we can get done today and the time that we have available. Again, thank you for your patience with all that technology stuff and starting late today. I'm going to troubleshoot this weekend. All right, okay, my son Sean is here with me. He's 18, would love a reading on his spiritual gifts and what spiritual senses he might have. Okay, great question. So I'll leave it up for a minute and then see if I can still be seen. All right, Sean, welcome. This is so fun that you're here and thanks for watching. Okay, one of the first things about your energy, and I'm going to say like when I first kind of glance your direction with your energies, I'm seeing like just these, I see this like bright eyes. Like, so you definitely have some strengths and some gifts and abilities with your sight, maybe even things that you may be very visible or very watchful person. Like you just see things and pick up things that maybe other people don't see. I'm also sensing, there's depth and I'm feeling some of that depth in your heart. So it's like I'm getting that you may have, that you can feel things more deeply than perhaps others may know about you, or maybe even that you let other people know. Like there's just something there that it's like it goes deep and really and it's also associated with your mind. It's just like your deep thinker, deep feeler, and the watchful energy with your eyes. It's like you just kind of gather this information and seek understanding. I do see that you have, I would say that you are and definitely an intuitive type. If you take, in fact, this is kind of fun. If anyone wants to take this test I'm talking about, there's an intuitive personality type quiz that we have available. It's just at theintuitiongym.com/quiz. And there's 4 different personality types, and it kind of influences how we receive some of that intuitive information. And for you, I feel like there's some sky. And so it'd be really fun for you to take that quiz, but I'm seeing a lot of this intuitive, I mean, like all types can have intuitive abilities, but this one feels like it's more open to more abstract concepts and kind of even like pondering kind of some of those deeper mysteries and trying to understand it and lean into it. And so anyways, I'd be really curious to see what you get on that quiz, but there's definitely some kind of sky energy in there somewhere, just with the way that you have that depth and that openness. And it feels like you do have some spiritual gifts. I want to say you also have a gift. It feels like there's a lot of spirits around you, like you have some gifts with feeling maybe loved ones on the other side, really sensitive to spirits, angels, heck, even the darker side. And when you have that ability, it includes all light and dark, right? So anyway, let me know how that resonates. It's always fun to have a son of one of our Intuition Gym members here. So that's fun. Okay, and let's go through. Let me go to the next one here. So, Okay, Angie, that's awesome. This is fun to hear. Thank you for the read the other day on the energy with my young daughter. It confirmed a lot of things. By default, I fall into traditional parent roles. That was a fun reading because it was just like, yeah, she's kind of a spiritually mature, even though she's young. It was like, treat me like I'm more spiritually mature. Okay, and then I would love a read on my health. So let's look at your health, Angie. I'm just going to kind of draw and just do a scan. I'm just doing a quick scan on this. Are you getting headaches or something? There's something up here in your head. Like getting like, just kind of looks a little bit darker, dimmer, like either a cloudy brain or a headache. There's something there kind of up here in the head. And then how is your thyroid and like your adrenals? Because it's feeling like out of breath, tired. And I'm also seeing some energy here in the neck and too with the lungs. So like some breathing, asthma, it could be thyroid, but it's right here in that area. And there is a bunch of it associated with, like, I just want to say running faster than you have strength, like trying to do go, and not listening to some of those cues that your body's like, and rest and take it easy. And life's a journey, not a marathon, kind of thing. It just feels like you're just running. And so your body is going, I'm going to start shutting things down and making you not feel very good because you're not listening to me. And it's going to start to get louder and louder. So I would take some time. I love doing like conversations with my body, talking to it. Hi, I love you. I love you. How can I support you today? I kind of got out of the habit the last few days, but that was a question I was asking myself every single day. It's like, oh, good morning. I love you. How can I support you today? In ultimate health, in ultimate healing, in ultimate energy and vibrancy, and like all the strength and all the things that I love for my body to experience. How can I support you? And your body is so intuitive. And if you just kind of listen and kind of feel what you're prompted to do and then follow it, then your body learns to trust you. And then you trust your body. Like your body's obeying every signal you send it, right? It really is. It's listening to the thoughts. It's listening to the energies. It's paying attention to what you feed it, what you tell it, everything. So our bodies are so trustworthy. They just follow our instructions. So then now it's time to maybe flip it and go, oh, I love you. How can I serve you? How can I support with you? And it's just like we have that instinctive knowing what our body is asking for. So anyway, let me know on that one, Angie. How that is. Oh, Bonnie Lee, that's awesome. He says, thank you. And I say, you're right on. He's a special guy. He does. He feels like on the surface, nobody's going to know how deep he really is. It's just like there's this kind of spirituality that is very deep on the inside. Deep feeler and thinker. Yeah, and that's... Let's go to the next one. All right, let's see here, Natalie. Let's look at what's coming up. I love that. Girl, take the whole weekend. That's right. I'm kind of owning it. It's like my birthday week. I don't know. It's definitely my birthday weekend. I love that. Then I have family that came down. My daughter's got a play that we're going to, and get some food, all that good stuff. Okay, let's look at you, Natalie. Here we go, right here. Okay, major light coming in through your eyes and through the crown. What I'm seeing right now is that you've got a lot of this light that's just coming up and like seeking. This is a great time for you to get some answers on that. It's like, it's really strong. So, and the direction which it's going is, can you perhaps project and like even pray about it and say, this is what I'm, choosing to experience and choosing to create, and whatever answers and whatever things that you're asking for that can help support you and strengthen you on whatever it is that you're seeing. I truly believe this would be a great time to get some more answers. It's just like highlighted right now. Super big. Maybe even take a little bit of a time, like really just schedule some time to just you and God, like your prayers and meditation and journal, some colors, like go create art, write, journal. Like if you can carve out some space to really tap into that, feels like you're going to get some really good insights for whatever you're going through right now. So very awesome. Good question. And that's just the loudest thing. It's just like I go to look at anything else. It's like, yeah, the rest is just kind of like, doesn't matter right now. It's just this. So I definitely see a state of seeking. So thank you for asking, and definitely let me know on that. In fact, even let me know after you do, like if you get some ahas or something, let me know. Go, yes, it was a huge breakthrough. I'd love to know how that goes. Let's see here. Oh, Angie, yeah, that is a lot going on in your health right there. Headaches, thyroid, adrenals, MS. Yeah, when I was healing from some of my thyroid stuff, I was like, and I'm taking a nap right now. And I was taking naps like twice a day, late morning, early afternoon, like twice a day, listening to my body. And food, lots of I was eating like a whole avocado a day, lots and lots of good fats and stuff. So just listening. All right, okay, let's go to Carissa. Can I have some guidance on my sacral center? What condition is it? As I worry about doing things wrong when it comes to sexuality. Good question. Yes, I'd love to. I love healing. Okay, so when I look at your sacral area, I do see some, it almost looks like these little strands that are coming down, and it looks as if it's like some generational, and it's coming through the mind, and then it goes down to sacral center. So to me, it's kind of saying that that there's some generational beliefs and perhaps some generational structures around that, which that is so common, right, with sexuality. And we've got, what our grandparents, our parents and our grandparents, our great-grandparents, what they all believed about it. And then it's kind of like the thing, like they each kind of put their own little spin on it. And then here you are kind of going, well, what's real? What's not? And what's good and what's not? And, I definitely have had some of, I've done a lot of work in healing some of that area too, even just from healing from trauma and healing in a lot of regards. And there was, and one thing that I've really just been kind of shown and taught is that you and your marriage, like whatever you're creating in that space, like if it's between you, your spouse, and God, like just that trio right there. And some things that may feel comfortable for one couple may not feel comfortable for another couple. It really is just that dynamic in that relationship. And that I like at one point I had just the phrasing come to my mind, just repeated, like within the bounds of marriage. Like as long as you have that protection space, then you can have a little bit more freedom there and rid yourself of some of the shame or some of the past like structures and judgments that's been placed on it from the past. And so because it's true, like some couples are more comfortable with certain things than others, and neither it's okay for whatever that can look like between you and your spouse and God. And I will tell you that I have prayed about specific things and been like, okay, what about this? What about this? What about this? And I include God in it because it is one of the most godly like gifts that we have been given, right? That gift of creation, but it's also the source of connection and intimacy and pleasure and passion and joy. There's a lot of great things coming from that. Um, so I would just keep evaluating those generational beliefs and the structures and start kind of dismantling all the should energy of what other voices are telling you, and just take that between your spouse and God, and just you create that dynamic, and you can release some of the past. That's where I would start heading. Such a good question, though. Such a good question. All right, let's go to Okay, this is fun. Jennifer, so today I heard battlefield. It was not scary or negative. Don't know if you'd like to look at that. So funny you said that. Do you guys, any Pat Benatar fans in here? Ladies of the 80s? Come on. I don't know why I thought of the battlefield. Anyway, I started hearing the song in my head. Okay, so to me, like as I hear it, and even as I see it, and some of the energies and what the patterns that I've been seeing, like we are on the battlefield, and I love thinking of the different roles that we play on a battlefield, right? That's what each of our gifts are. We each have our own gifts, our strengths, our personalities. We each bring something unique. And if you think of it like in a battlefield, we've got some people that are more frontline leading in the army. We've got some that are the soldiers, like, hey, let's carry out the mission and the plan. We've got healers and medics in a healing tent. We have commanders and in like like the leaders that are strategizing the battle plans. And we've also got radio tower people, and we've got spies and people that are watchful, and like everyone has these different roles. And for me, it's like bringing just these, each we have a tool to build something. So I want to say yes, absolutely, I see that. And see if there's a clue there for you about battlefield. What role perhaps do you play on the battlefield? That's really a fun kind of thing. Like, what would I do? And what are my instincts, and what position on in that would bring me the most joy? So anyway, let me know on that. That was a fun one, Jennifer. Thank you. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, I love that, Karen. I'm so glad. Yeah, like our bodies love to be loved. And Jennifer, suit up and do your thing. Yeah, do your thing. We do. I love how we each have our roles. It was very helpful for me to kind of see. I started like doing things like designing my warrior. What do I look like? What's my role? And then it also helps you kind of just, then you can give yourself permission to step into what that role is more of. I have a tendency to jump in front line, like, and so here, this is my version of doing that in a way, is doing public things, helping, teaching. Hey, we're going to go this way. Come on. I love to inspire and encourage and give strength to the army as we're about to go out. That's my thing. Okay, so let's do, let me see. I've got a couple of them coming in. I'm trying to read them. But all right, let's go to Kara. Preparing for surgical procedure. I would love to know anything in regard to my health. Okay, first of all, sending lots of love to you as you're about to go into your surgical procedure. I feel that there's almost a solemn energy about going into this surgery. It's just like a solemn, even just kind of a resolved, like, this is what I got to do. Like, we just got to do the surgery. So, and it definitely, like, so I just want to send you some extra love on that. Okay, so when I'm looking at the health, it was interesting. Kind of the message that I kept getting was, um, I'm just hearing scriptures flop in my head. It's like I keep trying to look at it and I'm just hearing scriptures. This almost makes me wonder if you actually have a spiritual sense of a clear hearing, that you hear words or phrases or scriptures or something, because this is just popping in. So I heard be strong and of good courage. So it's like, you got this, you can do this, like words of encouragement, be strong and of good courage. And then the other one, oh dang it, that one came in first. What was that one? Um, oh, it was about faith. And it reminded me, and actually the phrase that I got was a phrase one time. I was teaching a class actually on battle over darkness. It's a pretty intense class, but I was led to reading the David and Goliath story, and the faith of David, and just picturing him. He's a teenager. He's like, yeah, I'll go out and fight Goliath. And then he's looking around at his own people going like, why? He's sitting there looking at his people like, why are you guys afraid? Like, those guys should be afraid of us. Like, don't they know that they're going against God's army? Like, they're going down. They should be tremoring and afraid of us. Why are you guys afraid? And so it was like that type of level of faith. And there's a phrase that came for that class, and it's like now my mantra, one of my mantras that I repeat, but it said, make your faith in God greater than the fear of your enemy. And you can just fill in the blank, whatever that is. Make faith in your God greater than the fear of what could possibly go wrong, or the fear of whatever the health is that's coming, or fear of a bill, or fear of like, I mean, like there's so many things you literally can just fill in the blank. And this applies to all of us because we've all got stuff that we're facing. We've all got our own versions of Goliaths. And so we just have to think about it like, okay, this is a pretty big thing that's going on. And so I just got to make sure that my faith is greater than the fear of this, and lean into that. And so those are the two messages about what's going on for you, is just keep your faith high, put your faith higher than whatever's going on, and then be strong and of good courage. And know that, wow, gonna cry. Wow, okay, you got a lot of loving support on the other side for you, my dear. You got a whole team, like loving loved ones and like angels around you that are just, they've got you. They've got you in their arms. I'm actually seeing that you have, I want to say you've got some loved ones over there that you were close to. Have you lost a parent? It feels like a parent kind of type of love, or someone that you were close to that just loves on you, and it's just like they got you. And so be strong enough, good courage, and I'm going to add that you are not alone through this. So sending lots of love on this. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's do this one. This is kind of a fun one. So I need a little bit of guidance. I've had a pain over my right eye temple for over a week, and I've gone through ancestral emotions or other negative emotions. Can't seem to figure it out. So let's look at your head. Let's look at the right eye and behind your temple and see what's going on here, Elena. All right, let's see here. Okay, it's actually, it has a little bit of a dark hue to the energy, and it makes me, it actually reminds me of when you're doing some really good work and you've got some of the, like, the adversity, kind of the negative entity adversities on the other side. It feels like they're going like, oh, no, don't let her see that. Don't let her fix that. Don't let her remove this. Don't let her see it. Block it. Like, it just feels like you're doing something really, really good, and they're trying to hide it from your view. When this happens for me, sometimes I kind of just even get in the space where I start to imagine like, well, can I look at this from another view? I actually, like in my imagination, I kind of picture like going around it. If I can't see it right here, well, what if I step over here? Can I look around it? What if I go over here? What if I go over here? And symbolically what that could mean and like how to apply it would be, what are some other perspectives? What are some other viewpoints? Can you maybe shift it? So if you're doing some generational and ancestor work, can you maybe picture yourself as that ancestor? What would their perspective be if you were them? Like, imagine you're them. Okay, what would I feel like? And what would that be? And see if you can get kind of their unique perspective instead of just your perspective looking at them, if that makes sense. So in your super intuitives, I would just say play with that, and what other directions or how else can you look at it so you kind of can bypass their little thing right here. And then of course there's always, you can also just try to remove it and send it away, but sometimes there's some valuable lessons in that perspective exercise. So let me know on that. Ed, let's do this. Let's go here. All right, can I get a general reading? This is my role and best direction of focus for me right now. Okay, well, let's see here. I'll give you what I see. That is a really great question. And then some of that, I mean, a lot of that question is your own internal compass. What do you feel aligned to? But let me give you, I'll see what I can share with you. And then you just take what I say, and it just feels like, it feels almost like your journey of discovering it is part of knowing what it is. So if someone just told you what it is, you wouldn't understand what that means, but you're searching for it is like gathering pieces to go, I get it. It's almost like just looking at something in a two-dimensional, I could draw a picture and show you on a paper, but that's different than seeing something in a three-dimensional form. So you're seeking it out is going to give you the three-dimensional form. So let's look at this a bit more here. Okay, so what is the best? Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing a lot of calling, like you're getting called almost. Like it's like I'm seeing this invitation energy to make you pull up and seek upward for more answers, which is really awesome. Great place to be. There's something, I'm getting something with your ears, something with your mouth, and I'm even seeing a little something with your hands. So it's like, I really think that like there might be some gifts here where you can lean in and hear things that maybe other people don't hear. So it's a learning of trusting that in those impressions that you get. And then and I'm getting that the voice and the energy through the mouth, it actually looks very loving and kind and very like almost a peace bringer. That's the word that came. Like you speak peace. You're able to, if you have two people that are fighting, it's like you're able to see their perspective and the other person's perspective, and you kind of help heal it and bridge it and bring peace to that situation. And your hands, it's kind of like it's a continuation of that. Like it comes out, let me grab this and let me just bring it together in a very like peaceful, thoughtful, kind way. So I hope that gives you some clues on this. And then the direction and who and where you serve, I feel like you've already got some of those clues, and it's a matter of trusting it and then getting started. Where can you take a step and to get that strength there? So so good question. Okay, let's see. Monica, welcome. Love it. From our YouTube stream. Love it. All right, I have a new resistant to intermittent fasting. I'm sure if it's mental or physical. Let's look at this really fast. I mean, obviously, like whenever we do some intermittent fasting, sometimes there can be like physical patterns that you have to interrupt. Like if your body's used to eating at a certain time, and if you start extending it out, it could be like, hey, I'm hungry. Wait, we eat on this schedule. So there's definitely, I mean, some physical things, but it's interesting. I'm seeing kind of some emotional components. Which I guess would kind of go with your mental, kind of a mental emotional. And what I'm seeing is it's going back through your timeline, like childhood even. It feels like maybe there won't be enough, or something was taken from you, and so you were going without, and it feels yucky to go without and have something taken from you. And so there's emotions around it, and so it's going to have like a negative experience, like, oh, something's being taken from me and I'm going without, and I don't like it. It just doesn't feel good to me. But it seems like it stems from maybe even a few experiences through childhood. So one great thing that you could possibly do is like make a list of all the emotions and all the feelings and thoughts around intermittent fasting, and then ask the question, where else have I felt these things? When in my life, where, what situations, when do I feel these similar? So like when you write them down and you're like, well, I feel like something's taken from me. I mean, like if you separate it out from being attached to intermittent fasting and you're like, where else in my life did I feel it? And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I remember I had a sibling steal a toy from me, and oh, something was taken from me, and then they lost it, and then I had to do without. Even though it wasn't related to food, it had the similar emotions, but you wouldn't be able to see those similar emotions unless you just said generally, like, where else do I feel those things? I feel like if you look at some of those similarities and where else you see it, then you're going to actually see some patterns and be able to choose to release them and choose into a new experience because you have that awareness. So let me know on that. Again, I'd love to hear. Let me know how it's resonating. Okay, since and yes, I agree with this, Monica. Isn't it amazing? Like everyone else's questions and some of the answers, it's so universal. Like we're all connected, and these answers really do help out with it and help all of us with whatever we're doing. In fact, so many times I get words out of my mouth and I'm like, oh, that one was for me too. I was like, great reminder. And I'm being reminded of it as it flows out. So true. Okay, let's see here. Let me go to okay, I'm going to just go quickly back to this for another idea here, because I think this is really good. Like, so Elena, you talked about not being able to see out of your right eye. It felt like something was there blocking it. I love the fact that you've acknowledged maybe what it symbolically, energetically feels like, and even what it can look like. That can give you so many great clues. If it's like black mesh preventing you, if that's what it feels and looks like to you in your mind's eye, then think about how could you see if you had black mesh physically, like you had some black mesh like this over your eyeball. How would you get rid of it? How would you work around it? How would you see with it, through it? How would you remove it? And you can just kind of like use your imagination and just kind of roll it. Well, I would take it off, or if it's stuck on me, I do this, or I tear it open, or however, whatever speaks to you on that. So I love that. All right, let's see here. So thank you guys for some of the feedback on what you're going through. This is really great. And I'm just kind of going through, I'll do one more. And then I'm gonna head, just because I started late, so I'll do one more. Which I gotta figure out this technology. I'm wondering if my computer needs an update or something. Okay, I think I missed one up here somewhere. I didn't mean to, but when I was scrolling back up. Okay, let's go to Bonnie Lee. Are you still on? Bonnie Lee, are you still on? Okay, so I'm hoping you are still there, and that's so amazing. Shelby, I hope you're still there. Hi, Shelby, your 20-year-old daughter. Okay, good. Welcome. Is she still there with you? Okay, let's look at let's look at that. Since Shelby's on with you right now, I totally want to do that live because that's so fun, and especially where brother just got one. Let's do one for sister too. Okay, Shelby. Okay, so Shelby, some of the things I'm seeing for you are things that come into your mind. I'm actually seeing some speed in the way in which you process things. It actually makes me think that you may have some like clear knowing, or the claircognizant, where you just know things. But it's also like you know things and it can kind of process fast. I see a little bit of energy that also comes from your eyes, which is just kind of showing me that like things that you know and then you can spot out. I bet you're excellent at spotting hypocrisy or things that aren't working, or like if someone's a hypocrite or someone's doing something that's wrong, it's like, whoa, I see that. Like, because you just know truth, know what's good, and you spot it out super easy with your eyes. And then there's also a connection for you through your mouth and that there's some type of responsibility for you to be speaking into things. So what this could look like, this is similar to kind of some of that watchman energy. If you've ever heard me talk about watchman energy, where it's just kind of like, if it's just like these, it's almost like laser beam eyeballs, like you kind of just see, I see this, and you just have that knowing. But when it's connected here, then it's there may be times that you're asked to speak into it, to warn people, to tell them what's not aligned. That can also be a very tricky spot, because you also want to make sure that you kind of like get the go ahead from God first. Because if you just start saying whatever comes to you, you could be hurtful. Some people might get their feelings hurt, or if it's not spoken at the right time, then it could feel like abrasive, and people would reject what you're sharing with them, even if it's great advice and great direction. And so I always say that, like, you want to just have the truth, and whatever it is that you feel like sharing, you just wrap it up in your love, like a little present. You're like, okay, here's the truth, and I love you, and I'm going to deliver this truth because I love you. And then for me, I just picture like handing it over to the Holy Spirit and saying, Holy Spirit is the messenger. He's going to go deliver it, but truth is coming out, and I love you. And then I let go of the outcome, as long as you know that you have to go okay, and you're delivering it. And then from there, once you let go of the outcome, then you can also release maybe their reactions to it, because it's like, I felt prompted to do what I did, and it's okay. And even if they don't like it, then it's like Jeremiah, the first chapter in Jeremiah, actually 1-4. I love those chapters, but it talks a lot. I mean, there's other places too, but that one specifically talks about being a watchman, and talks about when the Lord will put words in your mouth, and they will be like fire, and be not dismayed at their faces. Like, don't think about their other faces. But it's like a role that is responsible. I mean, like, how many people have been called to go into different lands to warn people of a pending, doom or something. But it's kind of like that, but you can have it in small ways too. And so, yeah, so let me know. I'm really curious. I love Bonnie Lee's like, yes, because your daughter. So I'm glad you're here. So anyway, so I love this, and I love Carissa. Thank you for that. These live streams have helped build a lot of confidence in me, and it validates you. It's resulting in feeling like I'm getting trust when I'm feeling guidance. This, like that Carissa, that is like one of the best. I gotta remember that one. That is like one of the best little testimonials for why I do these, is because it's like, because sometimes, I mean, like, I've been there, and I'm still there sometimes. Like, sometimes it's just helpful. Like, here's what I'm thinking, feeling, but can someone else just give me some other extra eyes on it? And then it's not that you have to, I'm not like telling you what to do. I'm not like it's all knowing, but I can just hopefully give you enough that you can take it, and then you can go back to your connection and your own personal revelation and go, yes, now I got a little bit of a puzzle piece I didn't have before. So, so thank you again for being here, everybody. I love you. I'm going to run now and go spend some time with family, and got a whole list of things that we got to do. Some of them are house repairs and like cleaning garage. That's not fun, but anyway, we're going to go do some stuff. But thank you for being here. I love you all, and you have a beautiful weekend. Talk to you soon.